Hey, we're back with another CB750 video. Today we're going to be putting on the outside portion of this shifter assembly, so all this stuff is going to be filled in. Again, on my journey, as always, Samba, brother from another mother, hates being outside, really an inside dog, but all in all, a very good boy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. For this, you're definitely going to need the drawings. This is probably one of the more complicated assemblies of all of the CB750, at least engine components. We're going to be putting together this section here, and as you can see, there's probably, I don't know, maybe 20, and then that includes this section and this section. So this was installed before, the drum was installed before. This tab that goes and holds the drum assembly in was done already, but we're going to be doing this part, and this part, which is about maybe 40 or so parts, so it's quite a bit. So let's go ahead and get started. I've gone ahead and taken the parts and kind of grouped them in the different areas here. Maybe that's probably a better way to see it. And then we're going to put everything over here on the motorcycle. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to put together is this portion. It's made up of a spring, a spacer, piece of metal, washer, and a bolt. So it's best to kind of pre-install this thing. This fits back here. The spring goes on. It's got some nice tabs here. You got to do it the right way. It only kind of fits one way. And then you put the washer on, and then you've got that together. And that goes into this hole right here. Hopefully you can see that. Looks like you probably can. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Tilt this back down. And what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to torque it. So let me get the sockets and the wrenches. I think I'm probably going to need the 3/8 here. And I think that's a 6mm bolt that we just did. So I'm going to go to this torque specs here. So bolt 6mm between 6 and 9 foot-pounds. I'm going to go ahead and go with 9. Should be 9 foot-pounds. I'm going to need an adapter here. I'm going from a 3/8 to a 1/4. And I think it's just better to just go ahead and torque it now. That's it. Okay, that was that piece. The next piece we're going to install is this one. This has to go around the bearing that goes around one of the transmission shafts and through the other transmission shaft hole. It's kind of a bitch to get on, but this time it's looking like it might be a little easier. There we go. And just to speed things up, I brought out the impact driver. And these are screws, 6mm screws, so they go to 8 foot-pounds. Looks like, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at 9. I don't think that's going to be enough to strip the head off of it. And where is that piece here? Where are the screw pieces that I had before? I cannot seem to find. Let me see, not over here, not over here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and skip it for now then. Oh, here it is. Never mind. Okay, you're gonna have to like really get on this thing. Make sure it's pretty tight. Here we go, one. I like to do like a cross section. There you go. There you go. There you go. We're going to check those at the end. Okay. I believe next we're going to do this section here. This is a neat kind of mechanism. So if you look at this, there are 3 different sizes here. There's 4 long ones, there's a middle one, and then there's a short one. I'm going to start with the 4 long ones. And there's one that goes in further than all the other ones. So we're going to come back to that one. Those are all the same length, and the middle one, the middle length one goes there, and you can see that it's going to be flush with the drum. And we're going to put on this piece, and then you can see there's a hole here. It matches up to the inside hole right here. There we go. You take the short one, put that there. It's going to be at the same flush level as all the rest of them. Then this is kind of a spacer. Put that on. Okay. And you put this on. This is kind of neat. This is where the neutral area is here. That on. As soon as I can find out where this goes. Okay, this is the long bolt. Let me check the size of this one. This might be an 8mm. No, 6mm. I'm gonna have to use a punch here or a pick to straighten this bolt hole out. Hopefully you can see in there. And then I'm going to use the impact driver again. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and tighten it up while I got it. There you go. Okay, so that mechanism is in place. Now this is the hard one. This goes like this at first, and you go ahead and put it on. Kind of weasel this way inside. I have to weasel this piece within this hole here, and then you go with the short end first, and you put that on. And I forgot to mention this before, but inside here, right here, there's a washer that needs to be replaced. It's like not a washer, but like a rubber O-ring that needs to be replaced. Make sure to do that when you replace all your rubber bits. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this one. Again, to 9 foot-pounds. There you go. So that section is on right there, you can see. Okay. I'm going to have to check the drawing here. Okay. Then you start with this spring. You put it in here. And you take this piece, you do a wheel on the outside. Go ahead and go like that. Now you have to apply continuous pressure now because the springs will want to push out. You do a washer, then you do the spacer, and now comes the next spring. No, that doesn't seem right. It's difficult to determine which side is which on the springs here. When you get it, you'll know. So this goes right in this little hole here. So you'll get it. When you get it, you'll know. Okay. Then this time it goes wheel on the inside. And this must have been a neutral when I took it apart last time. And you do another washer. Again, you have to apply continuous pressure. It will want to come off pretty easily here. Okay. Then you do the lock washer. You do the nut. Then I'm going to go ahead and torque this down again. These are all kind of 6mm wide bolts, so makes it easy on the torque spec. Same torque spec all the way through. There you go. Okay. Now you put on this piece. And the way that this goes on, I got it backwards, is this spring goes between this bolt right here. Then it attaches in this section. This is the actual shifter arm that engages the shifting with your foot. You have to put in the tension spring here. And then I'm just going to put on the arm here. I'm going to end up taking this arm off again, but I need to actually shift it to test it, so that just makes life a lot easier. Okay. And I don't really care about torque on this one. I just want it to be on snug. and now you can see that the arm works, and I just shifted it into first. You can see it popped out of neutral right there. This was neutral, that was neutral, that's first gear, and it doesn't shift anymore because we're at the bottom of the shift mechanism. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and spin this. So I'm going to spin this, and I'm going to shift it into second. Second works, third works, fourth works, fifth works. Now we're going to go the opposite way. Fourth works, third works, second works, first works. And that is that. So engine should continue to spin freely. You can see when I put it into neutral, this stops. The actual drivetrain stops. But when it's in first, I won't be able to stop it anymore. It continues to spin no matter what I do. So everything's working correctly. The shifter mechanism is back on. It's been properly torqued to all the specs. I'll check it again later before I assemble the engine, but that's basically how everything works and how everything should shift. Everything should be in the proper place, and you know that it's right because you should actually be able to shift everything when you're finished. So things look pretty good right now, and I think that concludes the end of this video. Thanks a lot, guys.